Hey guys, this is Chris. This is my Lancer Evolution SE, and I wanted to do a video about modifications. Obviously, as I mentioned in previous videos or in other videos here, I have modified the car for performance, and obviously, as you can see, there have been some aesthetic modifications as well. But where do you acquire these and who do you trust? And so I figured I'd do a video as an experiment. I would order 5 items from 3 major distribution chains and see how they measure up when it comes to quality and whether or not I end up having to refund them. So those 3 retailers are Amazon, Wish, and eBay. So let's go over these modifications and whether or not they were worthwhile. And this was no exception. So the first one I have involves these trunk stickers. These are vinyl stickers. I had a very large one on the back of the trunk. Now they have these for numerous different cars, and so when you receive it, what you actually only receive is the vinyl strip itself, a black vinyl strip, and then you have to apply atop that the specific ones to pertaining to your vehicle. And obviously, if you know how to apply vinyl, if you don't, look it up. It's relatively easy. Definitely use the soap water approach, where you can actually position these the best you can, and then squeegee out the water and let it dry. And this actually came out rather well. I mean, this did not cost a lot of money. This was like 10 bucks. So yeah, that's a thumbs up for the vinyl. And next up are these rain guards. Now these rain guards come in 2 varieties. There's these really nice bespoke ones that are usually made out of plastic or carbon fiber, which you can get and they will attach, and they are generally solid. These are not those. These are rubber, and so you actually have to flex them into position. They, like all the other ones, you have to apply the vinyl sticker pertaining to your vehicle to it, and then you apply it. The 3M tape here actually worked well. It actually stuck, as we'll come to discover. This is an exception. These don't usually end up sticking, but these ones actually did. The issue, of course, is that over a period of time they end up sagging a little bit. I think these are okay. I'll keep them on for the rest of the year, but I will probably get some carbon fiber or plastic ones for next year, because I would like them to be straight and not drooping as they appear to be. So that's, I would say, they definitely do the job. I wouldn't give them a thumbs up, maybe a sideways thumb. Next up are these lock covers. Now these lock covers are, well, they're cool, they're interesting, they're actually metallic, and once again, thankfully they actually came with the car sticker already affixed. The issue, of course, is that when you apply them, the sticker attaches to the bolt, and as a result it doesn't fit very flush. You can move it, it kind of jiggles a little bit, but it doesn't come off. These weren't bad. These are a neat little touch. Obviously 99% of the time you're never going to see them, but they were extremely inexpensive, like 5 bucks. So I will give them a thumbs up. Pretty simple mod, not much to them. And like the rear trunk, I have these door vinyls. These are exactly the same thing. These are vinyl stickers, and once again you apply the car brand over top of it. There's ones for the front and the back. It took a few minutes to try to figure out a good position where I wanted them, and after that they've adhered pretty securely, and it's been a couple weeks and they're not coming off. Having these there really covers up that kind of damage, that type of damage. So totally thumbs up for those. Those were a good idea. Finally, there's this ignition decoration. Now I'll say that these were very, very inexpensive. I got a set of red ones. This one didn't have a problem with the 3M adhering. The issue is that the 3M wouldn't fix because it was positioned in the wrong place. Obviously, this is a universal set designed for numerous vehicles, and the way the EVO is designed, that the adhesive just simply doesn't actually fit. It doesn't actually, it'll just fall off. So I had to use 3M tape and glue it to the outside rim, and then once I did that, it stuck pretty well. This is a good idea. Yeah, this is solid metal. This is nice. It has a great look to it. Only I have to see it because it's neat and I feel good having it. It costs very cheap, so totally thumbs up. So that was 5 items for Wish, and oddly enough, despite the fact that these required some do-it-yourself, I really like these. Outside of the rain guards, these were not bad, and the total price for all these was less than $100. I think it was like $70 for the whole thing with shipping. So finally we'll go on to eBay. Now eBay generally is a source for a lot of people for a lot of modifications, and I actually went through the gamut for some cheap stuff and some expensive stuff. The first one is a front bumper cover. Now we can see here that it is not attached, and the reason why it's not attached is that the one I received sucked. Most of the time when you see these covers, like, they're not replacements, they are covers. They're fake carbon fiber. They're thin plastic because they're designed to flex and go and wrap around the stock plastic. This one wasn't. It was very thick plastic, so thick that it would not deform. In fact, it was stuck, already malformed, and I could not adjust it. It did not look very good. I mean, it looked like carbon fiber from the outside, but it was so unbelievably warped and so thick it would not look well in any way. This was not. I don't think that this would have looked and been. This would have made anybody happy. This was not a good idea. This thing was also not cheap, $150 some or so. So this was unfortunately my first, if not maybe my second attempt during this experiment, where I had to fight with to the seller to get my money back. I generally will fight to get the shipping costs refunded, because a lot of times the shipping cost is so high and they know that you won't bother trying to refund it. I don't, and most of these sellers, their reputation is so important to them on eBay, they will eventually give you your money back in order to not get that negative review. So in that situation, bit of advice: if you end up not being happy, fight the good fight, get your money back. I did. So it's not here anymore. I sent it back because it wasn't very good. Second are these bowl covers. Now, these bowl covers, these are a neat idea. I've seen vinyl versions of these, and I might try the vinyl ones again, but these, I wanted to get the hard plastic ones because I saw them. I thought they were a neat idea. These did not work out well either. These were heavily warped. I tried to heat them in order to bend them into shape, but that just didn't work. These are not a good idea. I would not recommend these at all. Maybe try the vinyl ones. I may try the vinyl ones, but yeah, these were not a good idea. So I had to push to get these refunded as well, and I got a partial refund, which I was happy because these didn't cost me very much. So that's a thumbs down for the front bumper and the bowl covers. Not going so well. Finally, these luxurious deluxe floor mats. Now, in defense, when I ordered these, I wasn't aware that there was actually a high quality bespoke brand that you could actually order. I thought that these were them. I didn't realize that there was an off Chinese brand, and unfortunately I received these. These weren't terribly expensive. They weren't terribly cheap either. They were about $90. I was excited about them, at least on the image. It looked really, really cool. However, these do not fit well. I once again had to go to war with the seller, who eventually gave me a full refund. They still had me keep them. They didn't ask me to ship them back like so many of the other ones did. But in this situation, they did refund me because I did fight tooth and nail, because I don't like being messed over on these things, because this thing does not fit. They kept on claiming that you should be able to tuck it underneath the plastic. Even if you could, it's not working around the rails on the seat, so it does not look good at all, no matter how hard you try. I've been squeamish in getting the name brand ones, but so accordingly they fit perfectly, and they have clips that you clip in order so it stays in place. So I may give them a shot or not, I don't know. I just know that the no-name ones you should definitely stay away from. So that is another negative from eBay. Next up are these side vents. Now, these are obviously faux carbon fiber. The original stock ones had worn. They were basically gray after 11 years with this car. I know that there are holes in the stock ones and there are holes in the sheet metal, so that you would imagine that air does pass through. But of course, if you look behind that hole, it doesn't go anywhere. So even though these vents have holes that do technically can move air from inside the car, from outside the car, it doesn't. There's actually I can't see any place for the air to come through. And there are, of course, some carbon fiber ones you can get, but there are the ones that most people purchase are very, very expensive. And I wanted to try a cheaper option, so these were a much, much cheaper option. They cost about a third the price. But you'll notice that these are not functional in any way. There is no hole. And the other thing I'll also mention is, as we've now discovered, the 3M tape isn't very good. It doesn't stick. It says 3M, but it doesn't stick. So after trying and fixing them and having them pop off, I went to Home Depot, got a very powerful double-sided tape, reapplied them, and now they stay solid. Would I buy these again? Actually, yeah, these weren't bad. They were relatively inexpensive, and said other than spending $15 to purchase a double-sided tape roll to reaffix them, they actually came out pretty nice. They look really sharp. I don't mind the fact that that there's no passage of air from the inside from the other side. It looks great. I think it looks fine. So I'll give this one thumbs up. Finally, the vent hoods. Now the vent hoods, with my previous car, I did swap out the stock hood vent for a carbon fiber one some years ago. I don't remember where I purchased it, but it wasn't a particularly good one. It didn't fit 100%. I mean, when you look up from a distance, it looks fine, but up close, it didn't have 100% perfect fit. And over the course of many, many years, it eventually started to, the clear coat started to flake. And so I wanted to get a new one. And since while I was at it, I wanted to replace the other cooling vents around it as well. So I got this set, which was a bit more expensive, about $300 some, and that gave me all 3 pieces. I was initially skittish because I was worried that they wouldn't fit. Little did I know that these things fit perfectly. In fact, the hood vent fit better than the one it replaced. I love this gold grill. Ironically enough, the one you see online doesn't have this gold grill, and I like it so much I'm probably going to get the grill here and here swapped out with gold. I think it looks so freaking cool. I want to get that done. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I will figure out a way to do it because I really want to get that done. So absolutely, these vent hoods, great idea. The most expensive thing I ordered from eBay, but definitely good value. So that leaves us with Amazon. Now Amazon was obviously the advantage of them most of the time is they have free shipping, but most of the time when you order in car parts, you don't always benefit from Prime. The first thing was actually these license plate covers. Pretty simple, right? Now I'm from British Columbia, you can see that on my license plate, but the policy with our rules is that on the rear license plate you have to have the expiry date listed on the license plate, and it actually goes right here underneath. So thankfully my license expired, my plates expired a week after I got these plates, so I got new stickers, so I moved the sticker up there to the top so I could have these on front and back. These are really actually pretty nice. I was actually pretty impressed. But next up are these tow hooks. Now this is something that's important that a lot of people don't know. If you have an EVO that is sold in North America, Canada, and US, you cannot install this. As we can see here, there is the hole where you think it would go in. And in the Euro and Japanese variants, there, if you remove that little plate, which is really easy, just take a little screwdriver, pops right off, there is a hole where you can screw the tow hook in. These do not exist in the North American cars, and unfortunately very, very few people know this, and so they have no problem selling you this part, knowing perfectly well that it won't work. The next up is this EVO X badge. Now this one, this is the only one I could find that was in red. Almost all the other ones are black or silver or white. So this is one that was in red. It was the only one that had those available. I think it looks really good. It was really super easy to put on. However, there's quite a bit of glue that was sticking out around it. So I went in with a little bit of knife in my finger and I kind of flicked the extra glue out. So now it looks pretty good. These wheel caps, these are pretty cheap, pretty simplistic. Not much to say about these. These were very, very inexpensive, but they're neat. They cover up the wheel caps and they go with the theme of the car. And finally, we have these door covers. These are, of course, fake carbon fiber. This double-sided tape actually did work, and this thing affixed quite nicely. I think these were a very good fit. In fact, this is probably one of the better purchases from Amazon. I think this is a good choice. I really like the aesthetic that these came off with. So the question, of course, is, would I keep on doing them? Now, the issue, of course, is that with both Amazon and eBay, I think there's definitely a buyer beware situation going. That even if you do spend more money, because the cover here was actually not cheap and turned out to be junk, but the hood vents were also expensive, they turned out to be fine. If you're ordering from Wish, I think you actually can be satisfied with Wish as long as you understand that in order to In order to get full value, you might have to do some do-it-yourself. I was thinking of getting a wheel cover, and the one I like actually requires you to sew it around the stock wheel. And that's something you just don't see that much anymore, but I'm actually curious to give it a shot and see how it works. But yeah, that was my review on buying some inexpensive products off of eBay for my EVO X. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you've learned something from my experiences. You don't necessarily have to pursue the same modifications as me, but you know, to each his own. Oh yeah, also like and subscribe if you wish.